I am Ashka Colton, the dating detox expert and the founder of Get Ready for Love. And I work with single women who are tired of dating and struggling to find the right kind of man. And I help them to love and value themselves more, so they step up, they feel more worthy, and they stop making the same mistakes in love and start making more empowered romantic choices and attract true love that lasts. And hello, Rebecca, how are you? Thanks for watching. So I want to talk about my online dating adventures and how I ended up in the most amazing relationship with the love of my life after 10 years of dating. Because it sounds like a miracle, right? But there are lessons for every single woman in my story, and this is what I want to share today. I was dating for 10 years because of various reasons, but the most important one was that I didn't love myself enough. And because of that, I compromised a lot. I was too desperate to attract a kind of healthy, emotionally healthy man, and a man who was happy within himself, because I wasn't happy. So that was reflected back to me. I was attracting who I was at the time. And for 10 years, I was absolutely focused mostly on finding love. So I managed to go on 110 online dates, and I was still single. And sorry, I need to close my computer because it is distracting me. Okay. And you can imagine, and whoever has tried online dating and tried to find love online, you know that it can be a tiring process. You know that it can be draining. You know that you have to be really strong mentally and emotionally, not to take rejection personally, and not to feel discouraged, because I still believe you can find love online, and I constantly hear stories about ladies from my community who find their partners, and I am an example too. But you have to be fit for dating first, you have to love yourself second, and you have to apply the 3 things I'm going to talk about today. So after 10 years of dating and 110 online dates, I got absolutely exhausted and I hit the wall. I woke up one morning, I couldn't remember the name of the guy I saw the night before, and it was my wake-up call. I decided, okay, enough dating, it's time to do something different. And the only thing which felt appealing to me was like to stop the dating entirely. And this is what I did. I cancelled my memberships, I deleted my profiles of the websites, and I decided to have a break, but it turned out later on that it became like a dating detox, which lasted for 2 years. Simply because at some point I just fell in love with being single, and I didn't mind it, and I actually started to enjoy it, and I felt more empowered, and I started to love myself, and I completely dissolved the desire to be in a relationship for a while, and then the kind of healthier desire appeared in me for a healthy and happy relationship. But it was coming from a different place. It was coming from this realization that I wanted a relationship, but I didn't need one to be happy. I also stopped believing that I needed a man to be happy. I took responsibility for my happiness, and I absolutely changed my life. So my life as a single person started to be fun, and I didn't feel like I needed anything else to be happy. But after 2 years, I felt like, you know what, stop living like a nun and go and have some fun. So I wasn't even looking for a relationship, but not to get drained by online dating and to stay kind of strong, and I didn't want it to affect me emotionally like it did in the past. I applied 3 things. Hello, Steph, how are you? You love that I went on a dating detox. Yeah, that kind of happened naturally. I didn't have a choice, to be honest. I was just too tired of trying to find the right man online. So, on my dating detox, I started to work on self-love. And when you start working on self-love, many things will change. The first one was that I applied very specific and strong boundaries, and I raised my standards. And so effectively I interacted with less men but more quality men. So that's one thing I did. And having boundaries meant that I said no to potential dates more often than I said yes. So whenever I opened my email box on the online dating website and there were plenty of emails, it looked like delete, delete, delete. Sometimes I didn't even open the messages because I just looked quickly at the profile and I was like, no, we have nothing in common and I don't want to waste my time anymore. So it was delete, 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 delete. Oh, this one looks interesting. So I read it, and if I felt like, yeah, I would like to meet the guy who wrote the profile, I interacted with him. So it was, I saved lots of time, but because I didn't interact with hundreds of men like I used to do because I was so desperate to be asked for a date or on a date. And I was very selective and I had boundaries and I knew who I wanted to be asked out by. I knew who I wanted to meet. I knew who I wanted to be in a relationship with. I knew my non-negotiables and I was kind of religious about them because I wanted to protect myself. And Jazz Basra, this is who I was. You're copying someone, tagging someone. I don't know if Jazz was actually tagged, but we'll see later, Steph. So the boundaries is the first thing you need to have in place if you want to be successful at online dating. And to be honest, that applies to every area of your life. You feel so much stronger and so much more empowered if you have boundaries in place. I don't want to go in too much detail because this week I'm probably going to do a live stream on boundaries itself, but that was the first thing I put in place. The second was I became more selective, and I kind of touched on it in my previous point, but it was more about quantity rather than quality. And I believe because of that, I started to meet guys who were nice and who were serious about dating and who were serious about looking for a relationship and finding one, and who were kind of consistent, and they were treating me nicely, they were taking me to nice places, and actually we had a connection. Even though obviously I didn't click with everybody romantically, I still had a very nice time with every single guy I met after the dating detox. So the quality of the guys I started to meet after the dating detox was higher. I could call them high quality guys. And I think it was a reflection of the love I developed for myself, or the love I found for myself, because I didn't allow myself to waste more time and I didn't allow myself to go on any kind of dates. I wanted to make sure that from the first interaction online, the guy was leading and he was serious, and there were certain steps I expected men to take. And if they didn't, I wouldn't spend a minute on interacting with them, and definitely I wouldn't meet them. So that helped me also save my time and keep me focused, and it ensured that the dates I actually met were very nice. So the quality of the guys I started to meet after the dating detox definitely changed for the better. The whole dating experience changed for the better. And the last thing which happens when you start loving yourself is when you start loving yourself, you stop looking for approval. You stop looking for the love from the outside. And that is an amazing thing in dating, because if you don't feel worthy, if you don't feel good enough, if you don't love yourself enough, you will be meeting guys and constantly feeling like you need to impress them, you need to do something to earn their approval, you need to do something so they like you. And this is how I operated for the majority of my dating career, as I can call it. But after the dating detox, when I found a love for myself, I stopped doing things like that. I never went on a date thinking, I want this guy to really like me, so I'm gonna go out of my way and I'm gonna do 100 different things and I'm gonna apply all the possible dating tricks for him to like me. Not at all. I went to the opposite side of the spectrum. Like, I did nothing. I applied no tricks. I just showed up authentically as myself. And it was liberating because I could be present in the dating process. I could really enjoy my dates. I could create a connection by being curious and asking the right questions. And it didn't feel like an interview like sometimes online dating can feel. And first of all, I showed up authentically as being who I am, as much as it can be on the first date, because there's always, this little uncomfortable feeling because you don't know the person and you don't want to expose yourself fully. So when I started to show up authentically, I also started to connect with men on a kind of authentic level. So there were no games played. There were I didn't have to guess what they wanted from me. They knew where they stood with me. So the whole process became so much easier because there was no pretending, no agenda. I relaxed so much more around dating and I didn't have much expectation, and it wasn't like I went to a date and was absolutely desperate for him to like me and call me again and ask me out again. There was nothing like that. It was just, my only agenda was to meet the guy, get to know him, have fun that evening, and that's it. And if something develops, if something happens later, that's a bonus. So all the changes I made after my dating detox, all the changes I made after I realized that self-love is actually the path to true love, helped me meet the guy who happens to be the love of my life, and we have a son together now, and we've been together for 3.5 years, and I'm absolutely convinced that I would have never attracted the guy like him if I hadn't done the work I did on the dating detox, if I hadn't started to respect and value myself more, if I hadn't put the strong boundaries in place, if I hadn't started to value myself more. And that's why I believe self-love is so much more important than the dating strategies, the dating tips, the dating advice which is out there, and it is so confusing. Certainly it was confusing to me. And my biggest mission is to help single women who are struggling in love to stop the drama and stop the painful experiences from coming into your life, and help you step up and help you attract the guy you truly deserve. And if you happen to be that woman, if you have done lots of dating, you have read all the possible books, you have applied all the possible dating tips, and you are still struggling in dating, and deep inside you know that it is probably something else than the dating strategy, you might be even aware that you need to love yourself more, to raise your standards and to put the strong boundaries in place, and to change your approach to dating and to relax around it and start to enjoy your life as a single more, because when you are happy you become more attractive. I'm running a course for women like you, and it starts on the 16th of April. It's going to go on for 5 weeks, and it's going to happen on Facebook, in the Facebook group. And the whole course is about self-love and raising your standards and strengthening your boundaries and helping you feel more worthy so you can aim higher in your dating game and attract these serious, high-quality guys who will change your dating experience, and one of them will become the love of your life, like it happened to me and it happens to my clients. So if you're ready for this work, and you have to be a certain woman. I don't work with women who have excuses. I don't work with women who want like a quick dating tip and a dating strategy which will get them a man very quickly, because I don't believe in them. I believe in the inner work, which is actually transformational on the deeper level and creates permanent shifts within, and this work helps you step up and show up completely differently in dating, confidently, powerfully, and this energy, the new energy you're going to feel within, will help you start attracting different kind of guys. So if you are up for this adventure and you want to do some work around self-love, and you definitely know that you deserve much more in love than you've been getting so far, and you are determined to do whatever it takes to shift your unhealthy patterns and to shift all the things which are preventing love from coming into your life, please PM me. And I'll be happy to give you more details and tell you more about the course. I'm actually posting the link to the course under this live stream. So if you are watching a replay, you can also get this info under the replay. And if you are watching the live, you can also check it now. If you have any questions, please let me know. You can even post them below the live and I'll answer them tomorrow, because it's already 9 o'clock tonight. So thank you for listening. Let me know, reach out to me via a message, and I'll be very happy to talk to you. And thank you very much to everyone who has been watching me. Thank you for your comments, and keep well. Have a very peaceful night. Keep well, everybody. Good night.